It was around 1:15 a.m. Far from Delhi on a deserted highway, a black SUV was speeding through the night. Inside the car, laughter and music echoed. Arav was driving and Sonia, sitting beside him, stared out of the window and said, "This road trip feels like a movie scene. What if it suddenly turns into a horror film?" From the back seat, Deepak mocked her. "You are always scared of ghosts anyway, Sonia. If something happens, you'll be the first one to scream." Khushi chuckled. "Don't tease her, Deepak. I also feel uneasy. Just look at this thick fog." Indeed, the road ahead was now swallowed by a dense white fog. The headlights were on, but the path wasn't clear. Arav spoke seriously. "Guys, the GPS keeps losing signal. The location isn't showing correctly. Maybe we shouldn't wander off track." Sonia replied, "Then slow down. I don't feel good about this." The SUV slowed down, and then suddenly a road sign appeared ahead. "Exit 17. Do not stop." The four of them looked at each other. Deepak laughed. "Ha ha ha ha! What kind of sign is this? Do not stop. Sounds like a joke." But Khushi's face had already turned pale. "No, this isn't normal. No official signboard ever says that." The car kept moving forward. The fog grew even denser. A few minutes later, another board came into view. "Exit 34. Do not stop." This time, everyone fell silent. Arav slowed the car further, lips pressed tight. "Guys, I mapped this whole trip. There is no exit 34 on this route." Khushi's breathing grew heavier. "Then, where are we going?" Sonia leaned out of the window and whispered, "Figures like women standing by the forest edge. Do you guys see them?" Deepak snapped, "Where? I don't see anything." But Sonia's eyes widened in terror. "There, between the trees, someone is standing, dressed in black, just staring at us." The SUV's headlights suddenly flickered. The radio turned on by itself and a broken, distorted voice came through. "Do not stop. Do not stop." Arav quickly switched it off, panic rising in his chest. What the hell is going on? Deepak tried to sound firm. "Look, we need to stay calm. Maybe this is some kind of reality glitch, like we are stuck in the same loop." Khushi's voice trembled. "You mean like we've turned into another world?" And then the third board appeared. "Exit 66. Do not stop." The SUV's headlights struggled helplessly to cut through the fog. Outside, silence hung so heavy that even the rumble of the engine felt terrifying. Arav kept his eyes fixed on the road. "Guys, we need to get out of this fog somehow. I can't see a thing." Sonia grabbed his hand, her voice trembling. "Arav, it feels like we're driving in circles, like we're stuck in the same place." Deepak checked his watch. "Wait, 10 minutes ago it was 1:30 and it's still 1:30 now." Khushi quickly pulled out her phone. On the screen, the time also froze. 1:30 a.m. This is impossible. How can time just stop? Anxiety filled the car. Deepak tried to lighten the mood. "Maybe our watches are acting up or the GPS is jammed. Don't freak out so much." But Sonia suddenly screamed, "Deepak, stop joking. Look outside." They all glanced through the windows. In the fog, shadows stood by the roadside. Tall figures draped in long black robes, faceless. Their hands were raised as if signaling the SUV to stop. Arav's throat got dry. He pressed the accelerator hard. "We are not stopping. Whatever this is, we have to keep moving." The radio switched on again by itself. This time, the voice was clearer, whispering directly into their ears. "If you stop, you will be trapped here forever." Khushi, tears glistening in her eyes, looked at Deepak. "Deepak, this isn't normal. This isn't a highway. It's a trap." Deepak squeezed her hand tightly and shouted at Arav, "Bro, don't slow down. Whatever happens, just keep driving." Minutes passed. Then the same board appeared again. Exit 17. Do not stop.
All four gasped at once. We saw this before, didn't we? Sonia whispered. You mean we're going in circles? Arav's voice cracked with fear. Deepak wiped the sweat from his forehead. No, not circles. This is a loop. We're trapped in a cycle of time and space. Suddenly, the SUV jolted and came to a halt. Arav pressed the accelerator, but the engine wouldn't start. Their breaths froze. Outside, silence. Until slowly, thud, thud, thud. Someone was tapping on the hood. Then faint fingerprints began appearing on the windows. Sonia screamed in terror, clutching Arav's arm. Start the car, please! With trembling hands, Arav turned the key. The SUV roared back to life and tore through the fog once again. But Kushi's eyes drifted to the rear window. There, written in blood, were the words, "Welcome back." The SUV raced through the fog. Arav kept glancing nervously into the rearview mirror. The blood-ridden message on the back window was slowly fading, but his heartbeat only grew faster. Sonia sobbed. Arav, I saw it. Someone was standing there. Their eyes were glowing. Deepak frowned suspiciously. Who? A human or something else? Khushi's voice trembled. It wasn't human. There was no face, just a hollow darkness. Like death itself was staring at us. The SUV swerved as it reached a bend. Suddenly, an old roadside dhaba came into view, a lantern flickering dimly outside. Arav slowed down. Guys, maybe we can get help here. Deepak grabbed his shoulder. Are you crazy? We were told, don't stop. But Sonia, shaking violently, pleaded. Please, I can't take this anymore. We have to stop. As the SUV halted in front of the dhaba, all four exhaled in relief. Outside, an old man sat waiting. Long white beard, eyes glinting with something strange. He smiled and said, So, you've come too? Arav asked in shock. You know us? The old man chuckled softly. Everyone who takes this road meets me eventually. Because this highway does not belong to the living. Khushi's face drained of color. You mean we are already dead? The old man's tone turned grave. No, but if you make the wrong move, your souls will wander here forever. This highway is the border between life and death. Deepak snapped angrily. Enough of this nonsense. Just tell us the way out. The old man's smile widened. There is a way, but it isn't easy. You must face your deepest fears. Only then will the exit truly open. Sonia shivered. And if we fail? The old man leaned closer and whispered, Then you will become part of the shadows. Suddenly, all the lanterns in the dhaba extinguished at once. The road sank back into darkness and fog. The SUV's headlights flickered on by themselves, and outside, the same faceless shadows stood waiting. But this time, they were much closer. From among them, a woman's figure emerged. Long black hair, a white gown, and a face drenched in blood. She raised her finger directly at Arav and screamed, You cannot go back! All four SUV doors locked automatically. The group screamed in terror. The radio blared to life once again, the cold, unhuman voice echoing inside the car. Exit will open only once. Either all of you survive or all of you are lost. The SUV was trapped in the darkness.
Outside, shadows circled around, along with the blood-drenched woman. Inside, the air felt heavier, as though even oxygen was slowly running out. Sonia clutched Arav's hand in terror. Arav, this has to be a nightmare, right? Tell me we'll wake up. Arav's eyes burnt with both fear and fury. No, Sonia, this is real, and we'll have to fight it. Just then, the cold voice from the radio echoed again.
There is a way out of this highway, but only through a sacrifice.
Deepak's eyes widened. Sacrifice? What do you mean? Whose sacrifice? The voice continued.
There are 4 souls, but the exit will open for only 3. The 4th will stay here forever.
Silence engulfed the SUV. The color drained from their faces, replaced by the shadow of death. Khushi whispered shakily, You mean one of us has to die? Sonia broke down into sobs. No, I can't lose anyone. Outside, the woman pressed her face against the SUV window. Her eyes burnt like fire, her lips moving soundlessly, as if she was saying, Time is running out. Deepak shouted in rage, We won't kill each other. There has to be another way. But at that moment, the SUV's headlights swiveled by themselves, casting light on the road ahead, where words glowed.
One must stay.
Arav looked at all of them. This is a game. It's trying to turn us against each other, but we won't give in. Suddenly, the old man's voice rang all around them.
If you are truly pure, be ready to save the one you love most, for the sacrifice will be the one who tries to run from their fear.
The SUV began to shake violently. Outside, shadows pounded against the doors. The woman climbed onto the hood, her face pressed against the windshield, eyeless, dripping blood. Khushi screamed in horror. Stop it! I can't take this! I'll die! Deepak grabbed her face firmly. Khushi, listen to me. Don't say that. I'm here with you. But the radio suddenly screeched louder.
Exit will now open. Choose who stays, who goes.
The SUV's locks clicked open on their own. Through the fog, a glowing red door appeared. Arav's voice trembled. That must be the exit. Sonia whispered weakly. But one of us will be left behind. Deepak stared at the blood-stained door, then held Khushi's hand tightly. If this is true, then I have already made my choice. The SUV fell into dead silence. Their breaths froze. The moment had come to decide who would be sacrificed and who would survive. Outside the SUV, the red door glowed brighter and brighter. Inside, the ticking of a clock echoed, as if death itself was counting down the seconds. The cold voice came again from the radio. Time is running out. Choose the sacrifice, or all 4 souls will be trapped here forever. Sonia threw herself onto Arav, sobbing. No, I can't lose you. We'll go together. Arav cupped her face, eyes burning with pain. Sonia, listen. If I go, you'll survive. But if you're left behind, I'll be shattered. I'll be the sacrifice. Sonia screamed. No, Arav, don't say that. At that moment, the SUV shook violently. The blood-drenched woman slid down from the hood and began pulling at the door. Her throat was torn open, blood dripping from it. Deepak pulled Khushi close, panicked. Listen, we have to decide, or we'll all die. The radio blared one final warning. 3 souls may leave. The 4th will always belong to me. The SUV door creaked open by itself. Outside, the red door began to twist into black smoke. Khushi screamed in terror. Deepak, I can't stay! I'll die! Tears welled up in Deepak's eyes. He kissed Khushi's forehead gently and whispered, "No, my love, I'll never abandon you. If anyone stays behind, it'll be me." Arav and Sonia both shouted, "Deepak, what are you doing?" Deepak raised his hand, silencing them. "Enough. No more arguing. Arav, Sonia, live your lives. Khushi, remember me forever. Never love anyone else. Stay only mine." Khushi sobbed uncontrollably. "No, Deepak, I can't lose you." But suddenly, the SUV's window shattered. The woman's eyeless face appeared, her razor-like hands lunging straight at Deepak. With unshaken resolve, Deepak opened the door and stepped outside. He shoved the others back. "Run! Run to the exit!" Sonia and Arav dragged the screaming Khushi out. The three of them bolted toward the red door, and just as they crossed it, the door burst into blinding white light. Behind them, Deepak stood still. The woman seized him by the throat. Only one word escaped his lips. "Khushi." And then, the fog swallowed him whole.
When Sonia, Arav and Khushi opened their eyes again, they were back on the highway, bathed in the golden light of morning. Silence stretched all around, but Khushi collapsed on the ground, crying bitterly. "Deepak! My Deepak!" Arav and Sonia tried to console her, but their own eyes brimmed with fear and grief, because at the edge of the highway stood a broken SUV, and scrawled across it were the words, "One must stay." The end. Eternal silence. Deepak never returned. His soul remained imprisoned on that cursed highway. And they say, if a couple ever dares to cross that deserted road again, a shadow peers out from the SUV's shattered windows, whispering one name again and again: Khushi.